So are you looking for an affordable indoor pan tilt zoom camera? Something you can place in the center of a wide or long room and be able to cover the entire thing without having to have multiple cameras connected to your home network? Well, today we're going to be looking at the refreshed version of the Wyze Pan camera. Hey everyone, it's Ryan with The Smart House, and in today's video we're going to take a look at the new camera from Wyze. Now, it's a refresh of their pan tilt zoom line, aptly named Pan. So this is the Pan version 2 camera. Now, I actually own the version 1 camera and I've had it for about 2 years now. I only have one of these cameras and I only really use it in my living room because I have sort of an L-shaped dining room, living room, kitchen. It allows me to cover the front windows, the front door, and the living room all with one single camera. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at some of the new features that come on the version 2 camera, what these two cameras have in common, and we'll discuss if this camera is right for you. All right, so real simple, what comes in the box with these cameras? Now, just like all the rest of the Wyze cameras, it comes with a micro USB cord about 6 feet long, a 2 amp 5 volt wall charger to power the unit, and a getting started guide. So pretty basic, pretty sparse on these cameras. Obviously, this doesn't have that crazy little articulating mount the version 3 camera does, so there's no need for the magnets or the washers or adhesives to be able to mount on the wall. If you do want to mount this camera to a wall, there's a plethora of options out there using the 1/4-20 mount at the bottom. I've got some in the description here below. So physically, these cameras look almost identical. The only real way to tell them apart is by flipping them over on the back, and you'll notice the back is different on the version 2 camera. They've removed the USB-A port from the back, and they've also modified the venting to accommodate that. And then they also, of course, have a different label in the back indicating which version they are. But from a casual glance, you couldn't tell them apart unless you knew what you're looking for. And the biggest change on the version 2 camera is the inclusion of the starlight sensor from the Wyze version 3 normal camera. Now, if you're not familiar with what this sensor is capable of, the biggest change is its low light performance, and also it has the capability of doing color night vision. Just like what the standard version 3 camera has on it, you can actually include color in your night vision if there's enough light in the room. Now, if you look at this example, this is actually the same room with the version 1 camera on the left and the version 2 camera on the right. Now, the left camera you can see is in black and white right now, where the right camera is in color, and this is in the same room at the same exact time. Now, this is a great example of the extra clarity that you get with the color night vision. So another major upgrade on the version 2 camera is the enhanced processor. So this allows them to do more onboard processing for things like person detection or package detection if you subscribe to the Cam Plus subscription. A neat feature they have added on the free tier is it will do motion tracking. So when you activate motion tracking, if it detects anything with a green box around it and that object moves, it's going to pan the camera and follow them around that 360-degree bend. Now, they've enhanced the speaker on the version 2 camera, and this now includes an 80 decibel siren that can be used to scare away an intruder or an animal. So that's it for the major changes between the version 2 and the version 1 cameras. So let's take a look at some of the features that are available on the version 1 camera that have come over to the version 2. So some of the things that the cameras have in common, the first being the same pan and tilt functionality. The camera can rotate 360 degrees around the pan axis and about 92 degrees on the tilt axis. In addition, the cameras have a 1/4-20 thread on the bottom, which allows you to connect this to a wall mount or a tripod if you wanted to mount it up higher and off of a counter or surface. They both support a micro SD card for onboard recording. Now, again, just like the Wyze version 3 camera, this allows you to record motion events or 24/7 event recording, and that's selectable in the app. If you do opt for the free tier and don't pay for the Cam Plus subscription, you do still get some cloud services. It will upload a 12-second clip of any motion or sound event to the cloud, and you can be notified that in the app, and it retains it for 14 days for free. If you enhance this with the Cam Plus subscription, then you get longer event recordings and longer retention on your videos, along with some of those other features I mentioned before, package and person detection. And I did mention that more in depth in my Wyze version 3 review video a few months ago. What's also available on these cameras is what they call pan and scan, where you can designate 4 waypoints and the camera will go to each of those in order and then return back to the first one. So this can be used for securing a large area where you want to be able to scan around continuously to capture in that whole area. They also are equipped with 2-way audio, so you can both talk and listen using the app. So as I mentioned before, both cameras are compatible with a micro SD card, and you can use that to set up both sound and event notifications, or you can select it to have 24/7 recording, where it record everything all the time to the SD card until it fills up, and then it just recycles over that again. So as you can see, these cameras have a lot in common, and this camera has a lot in common with the Wyze version 3. So one of the things that it does not currently support is RTSP. Now, I just did a video last week on Wyze version 3 RTSP that just came out last month. Now, currently these cameras are not supported. The version 1 camera is supported with RTSP, but the version 2 is not yet. So I'm assuming that's going to be coming later on this year. Since they did support the version 3, there's no reason for them not to support the Pan version 2. Another thing that these two cameras have in common is the fact that they're indoor only. They have not made an outdoor rated Pan camera yet. So even though this does have the same sensor package as the version 3 camera, it's still only indoor rated. So don't stick it outside and expect it to work. All right, so let's talk about who this camera is for. Now, if you're a current owner of a Pan version 1, are you gonna wanna upgrade to the version 2? Well, I would only recommend that if you happen to need some of the new features, like you want that enhanced night vision or you need the color night vision. Those are great upgrades and great features, but if it's not something you necessarily care about for this particular camera, then there's no sense in really upgrading to it. However, if you do happen to have an area, so for example, where mine is currently mounted, there's a long distance between where the camera's mounted. I've got some columns in the dining room, and then it goes out in the living room. And so there's been a great enhancement with that because it can see much further because it's not relying as much on the infrared. So again, if you need that particular upgrade, I mean, it's only a $40 camera, so it's a pretty simple upgrade. Why would you choose this over the version 3 camera? Now, the version 3 camera is a little less expensive, and it has other features like being outdoor rated and having some other mount options. So if you're looking to cover a wide room or some oblong shapes inside your house, the Pan is a great choice for that. If you obviously wanted something that was outdoor rated, or you didn't need that Pan functionality because the wide angle of the version 3 is good, go ahead and go with the Wyze version 3. All right, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed this short review video of the Wyze Pan version 2 camera. I know there's a lot in common with the version 3, but I wanted to point out some of the features that are different and some of the features that are the same, and hopefully help you make an informed decision on your camera purchase. Now, again, I want to thank the Wyze team for sending this camera to me to take a look at. I get these weekly emails from the Wyze forums, and I just happened to see it mention Pan version 2, and I hadn't heard about it. So I talked to my contact at Wyze, and he happily sent me a camera to take a look at. So thanks again to the Wyze team for sending me the camera review. If you'd like to see my other videos about Wyze products, you can click here to go to that playlist. Or if you haven't already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo right here. Thanks again, and I'll see you on the next video.